Hello my dear subscribers, I hope you're all doing good. New video, very excited. Always a bit of a hassle to film them, but at the same time pretty enjoy putting them out. In the last couple of weeks I made a couple of new tracks, a couple of new tunes, which means I have new content to film and to show you how I make new music, my new jungle. Well, it's not kind of new, it's old school. Anyway, I just wanted to give you an insight into my production, like I always do, and I always like to try new things, new workflows, and I want to share the end result with you. So I'm not going to be talking too much today. Blah. See, I feel very awkward in front of a camera, even though it may look like I'm really good with it and fine, but I feel really awkward in front of a camera. If I had to make those videos in my own native language, which is Lithuanian language, I would probably feel less awkward and more. But it is how it is. I can't get my camera to focus well, so I keep it on a manual focus and then keep watching into this little screen just to see if the focus is really on me. So, there's so many things involved when you have to sit in front of a camera and talk. But the point of the video is, so I made a new track. Actually, like, the way the track came out, it wasn't even like I wasn't even planning on making a track. I just wanted to play around with like few ideas, which eventually evolved into a track. And I've also noticed that I keep always saying that my tracks are very minimal and very basic, but that is true. The older I get, the less time I want to spend on my music, polishing everything and making it super complex. I just want to enjoy the process and just to really have like really just vibey tracks. And I'm working on a new sample pack. By the way, I'd like to thank you, all of you who bought my first sample pack, the Akai breaks. It really helped me pay the rent this month because of my videography business, which is mostly seasonal. And right now I have no job at all. And this, like your support, really helped me go through this month. I don't know if I should say that, but I'm working on a new sample pack, which is going to be based on pads. So I'm right now like using many various scenes, analog and software scenes, just playing lots of different pads. And the end result is going to be same with my Akai breaks. I'm just going to have to, I still need to process them through my Akai S1000 and my mixing desk. And once the sample pack is ready, combining the Akai breaks and the pads sample pack, you'll be able to make really decent tunes. This time I've used AMIGO Vst sampler. You know that it is as good as my Akai S1000, and it's just in the box. Inside of the box, I don't even have to like go through the menus of my Akai sampler every time I want to make a track, because programming the Akai, it takes some time, before you can even start making the track. Another thing I've noticed, and what I've started doing more and more, mixing on a actual hardware analog mixing desk. I just realized that mixing in the box using plugins and mouse, it's just not my kind of thing. I don't mind using computers for sequencing, but that's about it. When it comes to mixing down, I'm using this small sound card that's really cheap, that has only 8 outputs, which then allows me to send up to 8 sounds from my DAW into straight for the mixing. The thing is, when mixing in the box, it's all happening within digital environment, and all the digital mixdowns, they always come out too crystal clear, too digital sounding, and no matter how much of plugins that emulate analog kind of sounds you put in, you still get out pretty digital, like very sizzling. Digital has very specific high frequencies that I just don't like, because it always gives it away that it's just fully digital production. But when sending your sounds through the mixing desk has it works a bit differently. It has better organic glue, as I like to say. You don't even you can use a saturation knob to drive all your sounds, including breaks and basses and stuff. So it also works like some sort of like analog compression. It kills the heavy transients, but it still gives you that punch, and it has something nice about high frequency roll off. You know, it's very similar to like I'm in a photography as well, and like film photography is different than digital photography. That like film photography has very nice highlight roll off. It's like the similar when you transfer to music, incorporating analog tools into your production, to my production, kind of makes everything sound the way I want. Another thing I really got into hardware production was for the reason that I could be like all hands-on experience. And when I got my first sampler in 2010, which was like IS-1000, I only paid like 50 British pounds for it, which was a lot cheaper than buying an actual sound card with multiple outputs. So yeah, these days you can get cheap sound cards as well, and they do the job just perfect. So without further ado, let's just jump on the screen. I'm just gonna quickly, there's nothing really to show. There's no processing happening inside the computer other than just many differences of, not even many, just 8 differences of AMIGO sampler. Each instance using exclusively my own sounds. It's either the breaks from my Akai break sample pack, or the pads that will be available hopefully soon. Yeah, so the mixing part is very basic as well. It's just all the signals go, all the sounds going onto separate channels on my mixing desk. My mixing desk only allows 8 channels, so I'd like to limit my production to work with 8 sounds, which is kind of cool, minimal, but it does the job. So I'm on a mixing desk, I'm only using faders. I'm using the saturation knob to drive the signal a little bit, to give it like very gentle saturation. Obviously different mixing desks have different saturation, but I would probably prefer the drive of the Mackies, but I don't have a Mackie, I have a Soundcraft mixing desk, and it kind of does the job as well. I like the EQ on the mixing desk. I like to, the quick EQ, you just need to, roll off the like bass or add a bit of high frequencies. You can do it like instantly. You don't have to go through your mouse to different windows of EQ plugins and stuff. You just do it really instantly and quick. And then for the effects, I'm only using the delay by Lexicon, which is actually integrated into my mixing desk. It's very basic delay, but it does the job. I only use it on pads, and the breaks are pretty much dry. And I'm already spending so much time on talking about this, so I'm just gonna quickly jump onto the screen and let's just play the track through. And also would like to mention that even though I've made a lot of Amen tracks in the past, I feel I'm on a roll right now of making non-Amen tracks, and they can be as enjoyable as well, and just kind of groovy. You listen to it and you want to dance, and that's all I care about. So as you can see, nothing is really happening that much. I mean, there are some parts that I keep changing, but I should probably even change the color of the parts just to know that which ones are which. Anyway, so as you can see, all I have, it's just the AMIGO sampler, except one instance of JV1080, which is an incredibly incredible synthesizer, which is like, it's by Roland, a virtual copy of JV1080, which pretty much sounds identical, and especially if you run them through the mixing desk, you get that analog kind of sound. So I actually started with this pad. I like how crunchy it sounds when you run it through the AMIGO sampler. So I just started with this pad, and then I added the drums. Yeah, I like to use MIDI when I'm making my music, especially programming my drums or the bass. Another break. And so on. And I'm just gonna play the full track right now, and as always, I love your feedback, love your comments, you like it or not, maybe you have questions, or do you want to see something specific in my forthcoming videos. As always, every comment is welcome, and I'm gonna leave you with the track right now. So see you on the next video. Bye.